when we talk about white collar and corporate crime. This is me. Hi, my name is Aini Marwani binti Asri, and this is my partner, Nur Amira binti Majalani. Okay, I will talk about introduction, the example of computer crime, a brief history, defining white collar behavior, corporate criminal behavior, and professional white collar crime ingredients.
And I will continue to characteristic of white collar offender, explaining white collar crime, cause of white collar and corporate crime, explaining corporate criminal behavior and controlling white collar and corporate crime. And in summary, I hope you guys will be patient with us because there are a lot to go through. So thank you for spending your time with us.
Okay, first introduction. White collar crime and corporate crime may take place in business, corporation, and organization involve lawful occupations, spread the law in order to gain power, wealth, or status. For crimes involving entire companies or industries, sociologists refer them as corporate or organization crimes. Okay, first the example of computer crime. Misuse of computer in respectable companies and professions, misuse of computer for private benefits such as collecting academic and financial records, transfer of property and enabled goods and services for professional occupation violations, physician defrauding government programs, lawyers misappropriating funds and securing project testimony. Ada yang tak faham tak kat sini? Faham Oh, bagus semua. Okay, white collar crime and business changes. The rise of white collar crime may be due to changing business practices. Modern business is heavily reliant on computers and phone lines, increasing the risk of abuse. Maksudnya dekat sini, lagi modern business tu, dia lagi bergantung pada komputer kan, lagi bergantung pada teknologi. So bila dia bergantung banyak pada komputer, lagi naiklah kadar white collar crime tu. Sebab white collar crime ni dia punya faktor utama ialah melalui komputer. While paper-based transaction provide greater security, electronic transmission of information is crucial. Tasks like bank transaction, air traffic coordination, and 911 emergency system administration heavily rely on computers. Ni yang saya cakap, banyak benda yang bergantung kepada komputer, sebab tu lagi mudahkan orang untuk buat jenayah tu. Despite the increase in white collar crime, media awareness of such crimes is increasing. The media frequently provide information on these murders through special TV programs, newspaper stories, and increase in books and magazines articles. Okay, next, computer as weapons, unauthorized financial functions. Unauthorized financial transactions can be facilitated by criminals using computers. Small sums of money from all account balance can be transferred by criminals into accounts under control. Companies can change data in order to lower account balance. Maksudnya kat sini, melalui komputer juga, diorang boleh buat crime macam, tahu tak sekarang scammer yang duk call kata daripada bank, lepas tu kita bagi information bank kita, tiba kita tengok duit kita ada. Diorang buat guna apa? Guna komputer. Jadi benda tu pun salah satu patut example of computer crime. Computer crime tu dia under white collar crime and corporate crime. Faham tak? Okay, bagus semua. Additional computer crime includes obtaining information without permission and manipulating data that has been stored. This offense can happen anytime, any place, as long as a computer and internet service provider are available. They can also happen any day of the week. Maksudnya, white collar crime and corporate crime ni boleh berlaku bila-bila je asalkan ada komputer, ada internet. Itu salah satu keburukan teknologi sekarang lah. Okay, next. A brief history. Open markets and crimes in early Rome. Early Romans used open markets for good sale, putting buyers at risk if sellers misrepresented the goods. Civic capital, which allows buyers to inspect things in public without sellers exposing flaws, came into being. The system lasted until recently, supported by economic factors. Customers might choose whether to accept the chance of receiving poor quality goods at a discounted cost. End of 19th century American society and immigrant problems. Social problems like poverty, immigration, and urbanization are the result of both urbanization and industrialization. Urban politicians found it difficult to deal with these problems. Immigrant labor was required for industrialization, frequently in poor conditions for low wages. A few businesses benefited from these immigrants, which resulted in monopolization in the industry. Okay, next, defining white collar crime. In addition to being defrauded of their hard-earned money, consumers are also victims of white collar crime. Maksudnya, pengguna pun ialah salah satu mangsa pada white collar crime ni. This type of crime is widespread in both regions and social groups. It was first recognized by Edwin Sutherland in 1940 and refers to crimes that are used during curfews. Sutherland highlighted the serious consequences of this crime, claiming that there are major offences that have an important impact on society. Okay, kita tahu pasal Sutherland's definition white collar crime. Maksudnya apa white collar crime tu dari pandangan Sutherland ni. Sutherland started studying violation of law by business people in the late 1920s. Describe crime used by people of high social status are white collar crime. Maksudnya jenayah yang dilakukan oleh orang yang berstatus tinggi ni dianggap tu sebagai jenayah kulit putih. Differentiate between street or common crime and white collar criminality. Disprove the poverty caused crime explanation, arguing it was simplistic and wrong. Focus on the social characteristic of the offender, not the offense. Although criminologists were initially drawn to Sutherland's concept of white collar crime, little research was done on it after he passed away in 1950. Maksudnya bila dia dah gone, dia dah meninggal, orang tak banyak buat research dah pasal white collar crime tu. Interest in juvenile delinquency shifted to juvenile subcultures and gang by mid-1950, leaving white collar crime barren for most of the 1950 and 1960. Maksudnya orang dah mula berubah arah. Orang nak lagi tahu pasal apa tu juvenile subcultures. Nak tahu pasal jenayah juvenile dah. Orang tak ambil kisah pasal jenayah white collar ni. Though there were a rise in interest in 1970s, white collar crime was still not a major focus of theory or research. Maksudnya walaupun dah 1970-an pun orang masih lagi tak ambil kisah pasal white collar crime ni. Textbook and collections of articles on white collar crime were published by the 1990s, demonstrating the scholarly content and student interest in the subject. White collar crime had become a recognized field with criminology. Okay, let's move to white collar crime and criminal events. Okay, first, in terms of occupation. Occupation is a significant factor in white collar crime as it conveys powers, trust and individual identity. Maksudnya, white collar crime ni banyak berlaku dalam dunia pekerjaan. White collar crime is a subcategory of occupational crime since it is frequently linked to a person occupation. Offenders can also be professional or non-professional. Maksudnya, orang yang buat white collar crime ni dia boleh jadi orang yang ada pekerjaan yang profesional ataupun orang tak profesional pun dia boleh buat juga white collar crime ni. White collar crime takes place in the course of lawful employment, which is against the law and offers a variety of criminal opportunities. Regardless of the reason for the violation, an employee who betrays a position of financial trust is a white collar criminal. Since legitimate jobs offer a setting and a chance for criminal activity, it is important to take consideration of the offender, the victim, and the circumstances surrounding the crime. Okay, now in terms of law, definition of crime. Criminologists frequently bring up the law, with some arguing that as white collar crime doesn't break any criminal laws, it can be considered a crime. A large number of white collar crime are classified as crime because they violate administrative or regulatory laws. Breaking this rule is punishable by law and is considered as a crime. Faham tak? Okay, baru faham. White collar crime, also referred to as white collar deviance, is defined as involving both illegal and immoral behavior. It has a wide range of applications, although there is a disagreement on what defines corporate and white collar wrongs, guided by a universalistic idea that defines wrongdoing as abnormal in all contexts, eras and locations. Okay, now kita faham pasal professional crime pula. Just similar to white collar crime, professional crime includes both criminal activity and the characteristic of the offender. The specific crime committed does not define professional crime. Okay, fraud. Apa maksud fraud? Anyone? Apa saya cakap tadi? Oh, nama ni. Okay, fraud. A major component of white collar crime is fraud, which involves using deception to obtain illegal benefit. Fraud can take the form of a lie or omission, such as not disclosing important facts. The majority of white collar offences are fraud related. Fraudulent behavior is committed from a position of trust, making it form of power abuse. Maksudnya banyak white collar crime ni berlaku dengan penipuan. Bila ada nak buat crime kan mesti ada penipu. Next, power of trust. White collar crimes are frequently linked to respectability. Respectability can also be a personal trait, influencing trust and honesty. White collar criminals use their respectability to commit crimes, demonstrating the power of respectability in criminal behavior. Maksudnya, kalau korang perasan kan, kalau orang yang buat crime ni, dia mesti akan buat crime dekat orang yang dipercaya. Faham tak? Maksudnya kita contoh, dia buat power of trust, dia tahu orang tu percaya kat dia. So macam kita dah gain trust daripada orang tu, dah gain. Lepas tu bila kita buat something dekat dia, senang lah untuk dia. Sebab macam orang tu dah percaya kat dia kan. So nanti contoh, weh aku nak nombor account bank kau boleh tak? Weh aku nak password bank kau boleh tak? Aku nak macam ni, nak tolong kau sama nanti. Orang tu pun dah percaya. So boleh je dia dapat nombor pin bank, nombor bla 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 semua tu, lepas tu dia ambil duit. Sebab power of trust, kita percaya sangat orang tu. Okay, corporate criminal behavior. The definition of corporate crime. Corporate crime refers to the violation of laws and regulations involving corporations and their management. It often refers to the actions of large corporations and their executive acting on their behalf. Okay, Vernon L. Madoff. Vernon L. Madoff, a renowned investment expert, was arrested in December 2008 for violating trust in his investors. He was sentenced to 150 years in federal prison for his crimes, including international money laundering, securities fraud, mail fraud, false filing with the SEC, false statements, and perjury. The overall crime was creating a Ponzi scheme that big legitimate investor of more than $65 billion. Okay, what is Ponzi schemes? Ponzi schemes are not new, named after an Italian immigrant, Charles Ponzi. The scheme works by paying out some money to investors and keeping the rest. In Madoff's case, no investment were made and he paid out some money to investors while he keep the rest. Maksudnya dia tipu lah. Orang tu buat dah investment dekat dia kan, dia tak dikeluarkan duit pun, dia ambil duit tu. Faham tak? Okay, next, criminal activities and white collar crime. Ada tiga. Satu, crime against consumer, crimes against owners, and crime against employees, a corporate perspective. First, crime against consumer. Maksudnya jenayah against pengguna. White collar crime against consumers include unsafe products, unfair product pricing, and bribery in product maintenance and repair. These illegal acts cost consumers millions annually. Examples include toys that break quickly, cars that turn out to be lemons, electronic items that skip, and homes that require endless repair. Maksudnya jenayah yang contohnya penjual kan, jual mainan, dia jual kat sini dia kata toys that break quickly. Maksudnya jual mainan tapi dia claim dekat dia punya kotak mainan tu kuat, dia punya mainan tu kuat, kukuh semua tu. Tapi bila pembeli beli, pengguna dia beli, lepas tu pengguna dia buka kotak tu, mainan dah hancur dah. Itu pun dikira crime. Lepas tu, this advertisement can be profitable for creators but they pose threats to consumer safety and financial stability. Kat sini pun dia kata a home that require endless repair. Maksudnya kalau kita nak buat rumah kan, lepas tu kita cari orang yang bikin rumah tu, lepas tu dia claim lah, dia claim pekerja dia bagus, nanti rumah tu kukuh, rumah tu kuat semua. Tapi bila kita duduk, kejap-kejap tak bocor lah, kejap-kejap singgih sumbat lah semua. Kan benda tu akan cost consumer million annually kan. Kerja kita nak repair je. Benda tu pun sebenarnya dia crime. Faham tak? Okay, next. Crime against owners. Involve offensive director, boss owners and managers within an organization committed by individuals with knowledge of organizational practice and how to bypass rules and regulations. Macam lah. Maksudnya kat sini pekerja yang khianat ketua dia. Saya bagi contoh, seorang ni dia kerja dalam satu syarikat, lepas tu dia kerja bahagian kewangan. So dia mesti dah tahu banyak data-data tentang kewangan kan. Lepas tu tiba-tiba lah, mana tahu tiba dia terletik hati, dia nak khianat owner company dia tu. So dia somlak semua duit tu. Maksudnya tu lah dia buat jenayah kepada owner dia. Dia somlak semua-semua tu sebab dia ada data-data kewangan tu. Tu maksud dia. Faham tak? Okay, crimes against employees, corporate perspective. Maksudnya dekat sini, tak payah baca lah. Maksudnya dekat sini, bos ni yang ni kan dia nak bagi tahu yang bos ni dia khianat pekerja pula. Tadi pekerja khianat bos, yang ni bos khianat pekerja in terms of safety. Contohlah dekat sini kalau kita apa kan kontraktor yang buat bangunan tu, benda tu kan dia katalah dekat pekerja tu yang kalau bekerja kat situ dia akan bagi ada keselamatan yang bagus, semua tu. Tapi tak, diorang tak ambil kira semua tu. So bila dia bekerja dekat situ, ada yang jatuh mati pun dia buat macam okay, kita tutup kes. Nanti orang tahu semua tu. Itu for safety. Maksudnya dia buat jenayah kepada pekerja dia tu. Dia tak ada pun bagi jaminan keselamatan, jaminan semua yang dia cakap tu. Faham tak? Okay, next, professional crime and events. Okay, study professional crime refers to misconduct in professional roles including physician, lawyers, clergy and college professor. Dekat sini ada example of professional white collar crime. First, Bristol Myers, clergy scandal, sex scandal in Roman Catholic Church. Okay, first Bristol Myers. Bristol Myers Co. was charged with illegal efforts to block general rivals to its breast cancer drug test sold in 2002. The lawsuit accused Bristol Myers of profiting from its monopoly over the drug and depriving cancer victims of cheaper version of the treatment. Kansas City pharmacy Robert Putney plead guilty to deleting the drugs of 34 cancer victims for profit, potentially affected about 4,200 patients. Maksudnya kat sini Bristol Myers ni dia buat kerja, dia jual ubat kanser kepada pesakit kanser dengan harga yang murah. Tapi dia bukan faham lah, dia benda murah ni kita tak boleh percaya kan. Lepas tu dia jual breast cancer drug, maksudnya dadah untuk kanser payudara. Dia jual benda tu. Lepas tu rupanya benda tu tipu je sebenarnya, tapi orang nak kan, orang dia dah gain trust daripada mampu orang lain semua. Lepas tu dia jual. Lepas tu benda ni, kes ni melibatkan 4,200 pesakit yang beli dadah breast cancer daripada dia tu. Okay, clergy scandal. The clergy scandal of 2002 and before was dominated by reports of financial and personal scandal. The Reverend Oral Roberts declared in 1987 that God will take his life if he did not raise $8 million by April of that year. Television evangelist Jimmy Swaggart faced accusation of sexual improprieties with prostitutes, leading to a significant drop in ministry revenues. Okay, next, sex scandal in the Roman Catholic Church. A sex scandal rocked the Roman Catholic Church in the United States and Canada in 2002, targeting many boys. Victims accepted a $10 million settlement for the Archdiocese of Boston in September 2002. The church conservatively paid a $500 million in settlement and lawyers' fees by the mid-1990s, and the totals continued to rise into the 21st century. Okay, next I will pass to my partner.
So we continue with characteristic of white collar offender. The first one is sophistication. Many of them skirt the legal boundaries in an ever-expanding system of law and regulation. Many of them can be committed only with considerable knowledge of the occupational and legal context in which offender find themselves. This crime cannot be committed by anyone. They require considerable form of training in economic, the operation of stock market, the law and enforcement. The second one is planning. Diorang perlukan planning untuk kurangkan probability mereka ditangkap. Many offenders learn the skill associated with risk-taking as part of their legitimate occupation, learning the nature of financial risks and how to avoid them. White-collar crimes are not emotional and tied to particular circumstances, as many murders are, but significantly anticipated event. Maksudnya kat sini, white-collar crime ni dia bukan melibatkan emosi atau mental health macam jenayah lain. Dia adalah kriminal yang dirancang dan ditunggu-tunggu waktunya. Next. Self-concept. Since this offender took place in connection with legitimate occupation, the offenders generally regard themselves as respectable citizens, not as criminal. Kat sini, mostly mereka yang buat white collar crime ni, mereka daripada middle class and upper class family background. Mereka berpendidikan. Jadi bila mereka buat benda ni, mereka tak rasa mereka sebagai jenayah. Mereka rasa mereka boleh je buat sebab mereka ada taraf mereka sendiri. And kat sini sebab mereka buat tu sebab daripada financial problem or apa-apa yang melibat kewangan atau tidak puas hati. Jadi diorang buat sebab diorang rasa diorang layak buat benda tu. Ini adalah hak aku. Mereka rasa macam tu. Next. Criminal career of white collar offenders. White collar offenders do not have extensive record of juvenile misbehavior or of juvenile court appearance. Most white collar criminals do not have record of conventional crime as adult either. Individual will not be placed in position of financial trust if they have a history of previous criminality of untrustworthiness. Some white collar violations such as falsifying corporation records to mislead stockholders about the financial condition of a company may take place over a long period of time. There may be many such false reports and many misleading statements. Mereka yang buat ni mestilah mereka yang berpangkat, mereka yang dipercayai oleh company diorang. So kalau mereka tidak dipercayai company diorang, diorang takkanlah boleh curi duit berjuta-juta dalam company tu. Lebih kurang macam tu lah. Next. Explaining white collar crime. The usual motive of white collar criminal is money or greed, ketamakan. Mereka nak duit yang banyak atau seperti yang saya cakap tadi, mereka tak puas hati dengan company diorang, mereka rasa duit tu hak mereka layak untuk ambil duit tu. Kat sini saya nak tekankan ke slide seterusnya, which is Coleman 2005 has suggested white collar crime can be attributed to the coming together of three factors. First one is motivation, which often conditioned by a sense of competition in business, professions and politics. Second one is cultural learned naturalization, and the third one is the opportunity to commit crimes. Motivation can take the form of the desire for financial gain of status within some corporate context. The demand for profitability among people in business is at times most easily certified through illegal activities. Lina and Yeager 1980, who each reported that compare with non-violent corporation, the violent crime are on average larger, less financially successful, and experience relatively poor growth rates and are more diversified. Employers sometimes teach employees about theft by their own example or by failing to take action about non-violation. Kat sini dia cuba cakap yang biasanya majikan ni mereka sendiri yang menunjukkan, yang mengajar anak-anak buah mereka ni tentang violation, tentang kriminal, macam tu. Contohnya dari segi bully dekat dalam company, biasanya majikan yang mulakan, jadi dia turun kepada pekerja-pekerja yang lain. Begitu. Next. Cause of white collar and corporate crime, financial harm. The first one is financial harm. Estimate of total financial loss from white collar crimes are in $1 billion each year, and estimate of financial loss from specific white collar crime are similarly high. The American Management Association has estimated that the loss due to employee pilferage arguably a white collar crime, depending on the status of the employee cost the business community $5 billion a year. A more recent FBI estimate placed the total cost from white collar crime to be between $100 billion and $200 billion annually USD to September 1983. A figure so alarming that the FBI has committed about 1,400 agents to the problem. Potential business violations include restraint of trade, privacy, monopoly control, fraudulent sale, and many more. Next. The second one is physical harm. Physical harm, like financial loss, can be directed toward at least three different groups: employees of offending firms, consumer, and the community at large. Physical harm to employees include unsafe working conditions. Harm experienced by consumer include the sale of unsafe product. Harm to the community at large and can take many forms, such as pollution air, water, noise. The estimate was derived from previous studies of the impact of air pollution. But because physical injuries are not readily quantifiable in terms of dollars and cents, these consequences of white collar and corporate criminality are viewed as more serious by citizens than financial or property loss. One problem is that it is often impossible to demonstrate that action leading to physical injuries were intentional or were the result of faulty decision making or other human qualities. Next. The last one is social cost or damage to the moral climate. Because of the high social standing of white collar offenders, some observers have maintained that this violation creates cynicism and foster the attitude that if others are doing it, I will too. Kat sini, masyarakat memandang orang-orang yang berkejaya ni tinggi. So, mereka akan melihat contoh orang-orang yang berkejaya ni dan jadikan mereka contoh sebab dalam kehidupan mereka. So, bila mereka nampak mereka semua ni melakukan jenayah white collar ni, mereka curi beribu-ribu duit kononnya untuk hak mereka, itulah hak aku apa semua tu. Jadi mereka pun berkehendak, macam mempunyai keinginan untuk melakukannya juga. Macam tu. Next. Explaining corporate criminal behavior, organizational analysis may attribute unethical business practice and law violation to a company's internal structure. One might best explain such violation as product of first one, a company culture tolerance of unethical or illegal acts reflected in the conduct of top executive, and the second one, a structure of decision making that distorts responsibility for decisions. Schauber and Bryan 1993. Organizations that tolerate unethical action tend to socialize members to accept criminal and unethical behaviors conducive to criminality. The complex structural relationship with large companies sometimes creates a combination of delegated authority, management discretion, and the ultimate responsibility of top management. A company top managers communicate its goal to middle managers who accept responsibility for achieving its goals. These employees may feel intense pressure to achieve a assigned goal by legal or illegal means, since prestige, promotion, and the bonus often rest on the outcome. If investigators subsequently uncover violation, however, top manager can deny responsibility, claiming ignorance or exertion from middle managers' decision to break the law. Maksudnya kat sini, bila ada suatu projek yang besar, orang atasan bermula daripada majikan, dia akan beri pressure tu dekat mereka yang berpangkat tinggi. Kemudian yang mereka yang berpangkat tinggi ni bagi lagi pressure yang lebih kuat kepada orang-orang yang lebih rendah pangkatnya. So mereka yang kat bawah ni, sebabkan benda tu besar, jadi mereka akan fikir bonus akan lebih banyak, mereka akan dapat lebih bonus. So in order untuk dapatkan bonus tu, mereka akan bekerja keras sampai satu masa dia orang macam fed up, mereka akan melakukan violation. Macam tu. Next. Controlling white collar and corporate crime. First one is public education. Macam biasalah public education, bila ramai tahu tentang jenayah white collar ni, sebenarnya ramai tak tahu tentang jenayah white collar. Bila kita sebut pasal white collar crime atau jenayah collar putih, orang tak tahu apa benda tu kan. Jadi public education ni, bila ramai orang tahu, kita dapat kurangkan benda tu, and ada masa and ada bila kita dah sedar tentang benda tu, kita pun waktu tu kalau kita seorang victim, kita dah sedar benda tu, at least kita boleh keluar daripada belenggu benda tu. The second one is increasing ethical behavior in workplace. The best way to curtail abuse of power is to somehow person in position of power that they ought not engage in that behavior. Many organizations have code of ethics that help them identify unscrupulous conduct, but it appears that it is not the code of ethics themselves that reduce abuse of power, but the demonstration of condemning illegal practice that make the difference. Next. Legislative reform. Most legislative reform take two forms. The first one, an increase in the number of abuse of power that will be incorporated into the criminal law, and the second one is the creation of more stringent penalties for those abuse of power that are now in criminal law. There is reason to believe that white collar offenders are particularly deterrable given the circumstances of their crimes, and the law may be able to make a significant impact on this behavior. Specific legislative reform might include the use of special sanction for white collar criminals such as community service. Some white collar offenders, as part of their judicial sentence, have had to lecture to community audience. The use of publicity. mostly company-company ni mereka sangat mementingkan image. Jadi jika berlaku jenayah dalaman pun ada masa mereka akan sorok sebab mereka takut image diorang akan terjejas macam tu. Given this finding, Fitch and Bradway made two recommendations. First, publication of detail about the offence should be made available as a court order sentence against corporate offenders. The second one, probation orders should be used to require disclosure of organisation reform and disciplinary action taken as a result of the offence. Next, please. Summary. There are different definitions of white-collar crime, but for our purpose, we suggest that white-collar crime is committed on behalf of an organisation such as business firm. The main element of this conception include occupation, law, fraud, and power. The fact that most of these crimes are not handled by uniformed police officers of criminal courts, and the fact that the offenders are immersed in the web of conventional rules help to insulate them from criminal self-concept.
Next, we move to Q&A session. Do you guys have any questions? Ada soalan tak? Ada soalan? Saya masih tunggu. Tak ada. Kalau tak ada, kita orang tanya soalan. Kalau nak kita orang tanya soalan, semua tutup phone. Tutup phone, kena jujur. Kaunselor kena jujur. Kena disiplin dengan diri sendiri, jujur. Tutup phone. Okey. Soalan pertama. Sabar Okay, soalan pertama. Give me one example of professional white collar crime. Dari 3 tadi. Siapa dah jawab, angkat tangan, datang depan. Dapat hadiah. Okey, sini.
There are 3 examples of professional white-collar crime. You want 3?
Just one.
This one. The one is Bristol Myers.
Correct. Okay, next. Tadi ada 4. Tadi kita ada bagi 4 karakteristik of white collar offender. Kita nak 2 je. Oh, bagus. Sophistication dengan planning. Okay, betul. Pandailah korang semua ni.
Yes. Thank you, Puji.
Okay. Masih ada 3 lagi. Sebab tak ada siapa nak tanya, kita akan tanya. Tadi kita ada bagi 3 criminal activities and white collar crime. Apakah ketiga-tiga tu?
So the first one is crime against consumer, crimes against owner, and crimes against employees, corporate perspective.
Okay, bagus. Okay, tinggal lagi 2. Tak ada soalan ke? Tak ada? Korang suka kan kena tanya? Sabar.
Okay, bagi kita ada 4 controlling white collar and corporate crime. Bagi 3. Last kali tadi. Sorry, tak nampak.
Public education, the use of publicity, legislative of reform.
Okay, last question. Boleh tak seorang ke depan, lepas tu cakap apa yang dia faham tentang presentation ni? Sebab tadi nampak Azam semua tak nak tanya soalan, faham betul tu. Okay, seorang boleh ke depan cakap sikit-sikit lah pasal white collar crime. Kita kaunselor kita kena pantas. Mari seorang. Anyone? Tak nak. Tak apa, kita bantu. Oh, Alif angkat tangan, Miss ni.
Bagi tepukan yang gemuruh sikit.
In my opinion, I believe that the white collar crime is not very good, you know. Very bad thing, you know. Because you know, it about many money. Like business, you know, business kan. In perniagaan kita belajar mengenai collar putih betul. Illegal lah. Thank you, my friend. That's from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Alif. Okay, that's all for us. Thank you, everyone.